coffee needs to have shakkar, yeah. Some people are meant to be away from the kitchen, you know.
Yeah.
That's me. But flights do this a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Rice, pancakes, and it's idli. Oh, by the way, my recent obsession, because I was shooting in Chandigarh for a bit. I was at Bikaner Wala, and their chana kulchas are just fab. With Sanjay sir, it didn't feel very intimidating and scary because I was with Salman sir, and I realized Salman sir is just, he seems like a tough exterior, but he's the sweetest, softest person ever. And I think that's the same thing with Sanjay sir. They both have just a heart, they have a heart of gold. I live in my own world, you know. So like, if like even if ghosts are there, I'll be like, oh, sub bestie. I'm that, you know. My life's genre is girly pop. I don't see myself as somebody that has a legacy behind me. I think I see myself as a very normal 20-so-year-old girl, and I think whenever I see any like-minded 20-so-year-old girl, no matter what field she comes from, I have a good time with her. No, it does get a bit much sometimes, but like I've been saying, I've realized that, you know, scrolling comments and like reading every single thing that people say about you is tantamount to self-loathing, and it can get really heartbreaking sometimes, and it can be really demotivating. But I think the solution is to not read it and just to, you know, hopefully keep doing good work. And as long as you're doing good work, someday hopefully love will come your way.
Hi, this is Amina Sheikh here on my special show Street Diaries, and with me right now I have Palak Tiwari, who is all set to join me and enjoy some dosa. So join me as I welcome her only on Zoom.
Hello, thank you for having me. Very excited for having loads of dosa.
Are you excited to have dosa at this occasion, like especially like, you know, in the evening?
Yes, I think there is no better time to have dosa than every single time of the day. So yes, let's have it.
Chalo, let's go inside and let's see, explore some different places and different things, for sure. So right now, as I have Palak Tiwari, I could see that she's quite busy with her schedule right now. How Bhutni has been turning out for you?
I mean, I'm really excited. There's still like, I think, a little over 2 weeks left for the release. And I don't know, I'm really looking forward to it. There's promotions and I'm shooting something else as well. And so, yeah, it's been a bit of a back and forth, but that's the life and I love it.
I have to ask you, Palak, like ever since you have gotten into the world of acting, people are in awe of you. And the fan following is like, how, I must say that. How does it feel, you know, turning an actress? And plus, like, of course, you have this thing because your mom has been in the world of acting. Does that kind of put some kind of, a kind of responsibility on you, on your shoulders, kind of baggage on you?
I truly still believe that people are still I feel like people are still discovering me, and like, I think, I don't think they've seen much of really what my art really, you know. I think everything that they've seen has been really superficial so far. So I'm excited for people to really see my work and form their own opinions, whatever they may be, hopefully good. And yeah, I think when it comes to my mom, I feel like the only thing that I've learned from her is how to really navigate myself in this industry that can sometimes be very cruel and very harsh on you. And yeah.
Are you learning the ropes, or sometimes there are occasions where you really feel like, okay, I'm बहुत हो रहा है actually, you know, because of course you're human eventually. I can't expect you to be a robot or functioning in a certain manner.
Right. No, it does get a bit much sometimes, but like I've been saying, I've realized that, you know, scrolling comments and like reading every single thing that people say about you is tantamount to self-loathing, and it can get really heartbreaking sometimes, and it can be really demotivating. But I think the solution is to not read it and just to, you know, hopefully keep doing good work. And as long as you're doing good work, someday hopefully love will come your way.
And I know that love will come your way, and it's coming in your way, like be it like projects, be it skincare, and be it like food. And I'm sure like food is one of your love. So what do you like to have? What is like otherwise what Palak's day has been like that?
I think I don't really have a very specific meal plan per se. I think I just have whatever I feel like having in the moment. I really do love cheese and cheese platters. I think that's something that I love eating. I also really love home food because I think it's, oh, by the way, my recent obsession, because I was shooting in Chandigarh for a bit. I was at Bikaner Wala, and their chana kulchas are just fab. Yes, yes. It's really, if you're ever there, please do have a bite. It's amazing.
How do you balance your day? Because see, as an actress, I'm sure like around you, the food is there, but at the same time, you have to constantly manage a certain diet. You know, go for gyms. You know, how do you kind of control and curb that kind of cravings what you have?
So I'm personally incapable of curbing myself, which I wouldn't say is the best thing, but you know, sometimes you do require it for a diet, but I just don't have it in me. So I just eat whatever my heart feels like having, and then I just go do some cardio, and yes, that is how I go about it personally.
And on that note, let's just see what exactly they have. They have some, you know, healthy options also in case you want to explore some.
Nice. I personally do love dosa actually. During my college days, I used to have loads because I was in Mithibai. So right outside Mithibai, you know, बहुत अच्छा डोसा मिलता है.
You're like at the hub of college.
Yes. So I mean, I like cheese dosa, Szechuan dosa. Cheese Szechuan dosa is even better.
Do you have egg dosa or also like this is something new?
I prefer not to have egg, but yeah.
You're completely veg like that.
Yes, I am a vegetarian. When shove really comes to push, when push really comes to shove, I do have to have eggs sometimes for my diet if my protein intake has gotten really low. But I'd really rather not have them.
Cheese.
Oh, mozzarella chili dosa is sounding good.
And something else.
Mozzarella and Szechuan.
Mozzarella and Szechuan. Let's try that. So एक OG filter coffee कर दो. I'll go for this.
Yeah.
You want to try this?
Yeah, no, I think we can both try both.
है ना? So
Because I
एक
just
cinnamon
think-
latte. है ना? I think because
Yeah, no, coffee needs to have shakkar, yeah.
yeah. So एक OG filter coffee, एक cinnamon latte. So otherwise, like people are obsessed with black coffee, and we have been seeing some videos on Instagram also stating that probably because we are Indians, we are accustomed to certain kind of thing. So what do you have to say on that?
I think black coffee is really just. I think it's a taste thing, Some I've seen, like you said, people are obsessed with it, and they can really just have cups on cups and cups and cups. I personally need everything to be a bit saccharine. I love sugar, so my coffee, like I'm a Starbucks Frappuccino kind of a person.
Yeah.
So I think even my filter coffee or whatever needs to taste like coffee. Na? Coffee is like it needs to taste that like वो जो chocolate आती है ना coffee वाली.
हाँ, the coffee bite.
हाँ, it needs to taste like coffee bite. The chocolate, the coffee.
The coffee.
Yeah.
But also, Palak, do you kind of customize your food, or do you see like count on calories? Are you like being calculative like that?
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It's like a दिमाग का कि आज ज़्यादा खा लिया क्या ठीक है तो आज थोड़ा ज़्यादा exercise कर लेंगे. But I think if you make something as beautiful as and something as necessary to your body as eating mathematical, that can't be good for you. I don't think.
Do you prefer घर का खाना, or like are you okay with street food also? How much do you
I love
eat?
street food. I love street food. I love घर का खाना. I don't like fancy restaurant food. Though I think that gets a bit late, this, la, do. I can't, yeah. Just like say what it is. I like this menu. I love this menu. It says exactly what it is. Otherwise I'll be like, oh, this drizzled with that. No, just give me normal
And
food.
it turns out to be something like
Yeah,
a
and
very normal
matlab
thing.
it'll be one
It's
like
actually dal
bean.
khichdi, but it's like lentils with that and that.
Oh my god, flights do this a lot,
Yeah.
Rice, pancakes, and it's idli. Just say idli,
But like when you're in a certain mood, when we talk about mood swings, and I'm sure like you must also be going through that. There might be occasions where in the morning you wake up very fresh, but by the afternoon of it, you feel very stressed, or you're like, angry.
That's too many hours. I go through it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So how do you deal with your, mood swings, and what are the palets, what you follow basically for your mood swings?
See, I think with mood swings, you have to realize that this is something that you're going through internally, and you can't make it everybody around you's problem as much as you want to. So I think that's something that I try to focus on. Okay, I'm going through a mood swing. Let's try to be as neutral as possible so that I don't ruin the mood of everyone around me. That's what I intend to do. But yeah.
Yeah. So like, is there any particular food you prefer having whenever you're just dealing with, different moods in the day?
Not really. I think when I feel like I'm getting really low, I just have a Red Bull with sugar. I can't have sugar-free Red Bull. I think that's not fun. But yeah, I think the second I'm getting like a caffeine down, I go for another Red Bull. Or like I think I keep myself on a sugar high the whole day. That's the trick to keep running. Keep giving yourself a sugar high. If it's not Red Bull, then it's like strawberries and cream frappuccino from Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's always some or the other sugar drink to get me sugary and like high and like frantic throughout the day, and that's my secret, guys.
And I think that makes you active in the night also, I'm sure. Like then how do you work on that side of it?
No, then you're so exhausted when you reach the bed, and then it just happens on its own.
just go to sleep.
Yes.
Are you like basically awake in the night, or like you just suddenly wake up and then you just want to eat a certain food item?
Absolutely, I absolutely am awake in the nights. Uh, I shouldn't be, but I am. And so I do get hungry, right? And my family sleeps around 12ish. So I like to like make myself little snacks and like to play master chef in my own kitchen. I like to take whatever sabzi Ashita is made. Hopefully on the days that it's bharwa bhindi is when I hit a jackpot. I take 2 breads, mozzarella cheese, a cheese slice, oregano, chili flakes, um, bagel seasoning, and I take bharwa bhindi, and you just have to fry it right enough for the cheese to
I'm gonna
melt,
try this up.
and then you eat it, and it's so filling and so yum. But you need to like bhindi and masala.
I do like
Yeah, so I love it. Bhindi and cheese it's an unexplored arena. Let me tell
I've
you
never
that.
tried bhindi and cheese. Now you have got me
Melted
excited.
cheese, yes, fab, fab.
And also, Palak, where does your overthinking take you to? Like when you're overthinking, when you're thinking certain thoughts, or like you're into your khayali pulao mode also, where does it take you to?
Everywhere, all at once. All my dark thoughts are omnipresent all at once. Like there's Doctor Strange in the Marvel universe. That's me with, oh, this will go wrong and that'll go wrong and this will go wrong and that'll go wrong, and then you can do nothing about it. So yeah, it's not fun, which is why kids sleep before 12 a.m. so that your dark thoughts don't consume you. But since I am incapable of doing that, so my thing is when I get sad, I like to do this little thing which is make myself even sadder. So if I'm feeling sad and depressed, I listen to really sad music and just cry it out and make myself cry, and then I sleep.
Really, and it helps.
Yeah, you cry yourself to sleep, and then hey, what are you gonna do?
Something.
Yeah, yeah, very not.
You can't control everything,
I'm
it's
not
like that.
proselytizing it, but if you happen to do it,
It's like you can't control everything around you, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I think sometimes you just need to cry it out and just sleep. Like let your pillow be wet and wake up with like a fresh face and swollen eyes.
And still you managed to look so pretty, touch wood, I must say
I
that.
didn't cry last night, guys. So yeah, well, thank you.
You're like, अच्छा कल shoot है, मैं नहीं रो रही हूँ. Do you like literally, basically talk to your emotions like, listen, नहीं, कल मेरा shoot है, मैं गुस्सा नहीं हो सकती हूँ, कल मेरा ये.
No. If my emotions listen to me, then life would be great.
Yeah.
But I think as actors, you have to control your emotions and like sort of maneuver them according to you on screen. So off screen, you need to let them run amok. So that's what they do. My emotions are all over the place all the time. I think I just need to tell them, hey, have your moment. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Because technically it is my emotions that I get paid for. So let's explore them to the fullest of their capability.
When you got into the world of acting, what is that one thing which was taught to you to the core that you have to kind of follow? Because every time it is said, like, while actors express their emotions via movies, or they kind of talk about certain emotions or certain activities in taking place, they are, very much to the core controlled, while expressing that. So what was that first thing which was kind of put into your head, when you joined the world of
I
acting?
think one thing that I learned from my mom, it's not that she said to me, but said it to me perhaps, but it was that you need to be uninhibited in front of the camera. If you're aware that there's a camera around you and if your body language shifts, then that's not I don't think that's a good sign. So I try to be as myself as I can. Like I have a bad posture off screen that sometimes comes on screen. I try to not correct myself. If it's not looking bad on screen, I let it be. But that's your way of not being conscious of the camera. The second you start being conscious of the camera, and मैं कैसे दिख रही हूँ, and मेरा that's when, because an actor's job is to portray very organic emotions, and so that's what I try to do.
And coming to the social media world right now, we are so active that every spotting gets noticed and all. That is one thing where the actors kind of suffer in the hands of privacy. There's no privacy whenever you're spotted with, with your friends, you're maybe going just to a pub or probably just partying around, And then there is the scrutiny which happens, be it media, now heavily it's actually the audience more than media. They keep on writing thoughts and all, if you're, noticed in a certain manner. How do you deal with that?
I think the best way to deal with it is not to deal with it because it's a downward spiral. And if it consumes you, it's never, ever, ever letting you go, and it only gets worse. I mean, I think what's most challenging is you could just probably be out in like your worst clothes, and there are some times that people are just not supposed to see you. Now imagine if people see you on that day and it's put on the internet, and then everyone's giving their tippaniya about, yaar, like what is she wearing, what is she doing? I didn't want you to see me right now. What do you mean? What is she wearing? What is she like? I don't go inside a person's house and I'm like, that's what you wear. It's not. It's a very.
Do you feel we're so judgy or sometimes like you don't?
I think we are, and
Yeah.
the thing is, people are basically nice, is what I like to believe. So you're not nice, you're not horrible to the people around you. So I think it should be easy to extend that kindness to the people that you don't know, because humans aren't all that different, no matter what. I don't know, platform you see them on. We're basically all the same. Humans feel like all of 10 emotions, I think. We're all feeling the same things.
Correct.
So why be cruel to anyone?
On that note, I must say that Paps really love you, I think. They ensure that, wherever you are, you have to get captured. Sometimes it can also get on nerves because, again, as I said, as I told you, like, it's like invading the privacy, invading that side of it. Especially when you're spotted at airport, there are certain comments which are being made. Sometimes, they diagnose you with something else altogether. They, kind of say that, okay, she's someone else and all that. And we saw your certain expressions also recently. How do you kind of deal with them, and, how your equation has, bonded over the years with them?
No, I think I do love the Paps. I feel like there's a part of my, wherever I am, that's attributed to them. And I really am grateful to them. They can be really funny sometimes, and they can really put you in odd situations. But I feel like, they're doing their jobs as well. And I'm so grateful that they choose to cover me and they choose to give me time of their day. But at the same time, they like to make it spicy. And, like recently, there's a question that they love asking you, which is, "Aap naraz ho kya?" It's like, it's banter. And it was early in the morning, so I was like, "Aap hamesha se kyun bolte ho? Like, why would I be mad at you?" And they were like, "Oh, Palak takes offense to being called Ananya." But Ananya is my character's name. So in Bhutani, which is coming on the 18th of April, is my character's name. So I was like, yeah, Ananya. And then they said, "I'm naraz ho kya?" I was like, why would I be mad? Yeah, it was that. How you'd say to a friend, and then they made it a whole different thing. But it's part and parcel of it. Thank you so much.
Now that how many times have you tried your hands on cooking?
I bake, but I bake on my low days. So if something really heartbreaking and earth-shattering is happening to me, you'll find me baking. So it's like a telltale sign for my friends and family ki, oh, what the hell happened? So which is why I was baking a lot during COVID, because I think during COVID everyone was overthinking and driving themselves mad. But also there are days when I overthink and there are days when I underthink, which is not fun. Because then people are like, you did that. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. So it's a very weird balance. Either I'm an overthinker or I'm an underthinker. There's no in between. There probably should be mediation. And I also, like I said, my midnight snacks that I concoct every now and then. But other than that, not much. I don't dabble into cooking much. Some people are meant to be away from the kitchen,
Yeah.
That's me.
But have you basically, in your childhood days, I'm sure, tried something, goofy in the kitchen and you remember as a memory?
When I was a kid, I used to play Ghar Ghar. But I was always a bougie girl. So I used to play Ghar Ghar, not with pani, not with Coke, but with my mom's perfumes. So I used to mix a bunch of her expensive perfumes together and mix it up and, I throw it then, because what do you do? It's just spit it. And my mom wouldn't find that very funny.
Okay.
So that is what I've done. I've only cooked with perfumes.
Wow. Who cooks with perfumes, Palak?
A very troubled child.
Have you tried something like, when you're cooking with perfumes, I'm sure it turns out to be something else. Have you tried using them on you?
It fell on me once and I was smelling of perfume for the next 6 days, and that was very weird for my entire family. But yeah.
But on that note, of course, Palak, coming back to your acting world, when you made a debut with Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ki Jaan, people spoke very highly about you. At the same time, the movie had many, cast many people were there in the. Did you kind of felt like probably as a debut that was the right choice or a wrong choice? Like, did you ever think through it?
People always come at me with the expectation of me like being like, yeah, I shouldn't have done Bhaijan. I am so happy I did Bhaijan. And that is a decision I never regret ever, and I never will. Because I think in your first film, more than anything, I think you're supposed to learn, and that's exactly what I did on that set. Salman sir has so much to teach, and he has so much knowledge, and there's so much to learn from him that I loved being around him for my first film. It was a very beautiful experience for me, and the rest is out of my hands. Yeah, I learned, and that's what you're there to do as an actor. I learned how the industry works. I learned how you're supposed to operate on a set, and that was of paramount importance to me back then. Now, this time around, I wanted to perform and I wanted to be understood as an actor and I wanted to express myself in a way and I wanted to be directed well, and I got that with Siddhant sir, who's directing Bhutni. And yeah, so I think everything at the correct time is what matters.
At one side, you're working with Salman. On the other side, you're working with Sanjay Dutt. Both are poles apart, but both are like basically the bhais of Bollywood.
Yeah.
How it has been for you while working in this one?
It felt like coming home because him and Salman sir have such similar energies. I felt like because of working with Salman sir, I was completely ready to work with him. But so with Sanjay sir, it didn't feel very intimidating and scary because I was with Salman sir and I realized Salman sir he seems like a tough exterior, but he's the sweetest, softest person ever. And I think that's the same thing with Sanjay sir. They both have just a heart, they have a heart of gold, and they're such nurturing people. And so I think I've had a wonderful time working with both of them.
Well, but as you are venturing into Bollywood, now also at this moment, Bollywood is going through a time wherein content is kind of, it's becoming scarce. Scarce as in like, probably it's been there, done that. Or probably the stories could be different, but the way it's been portrayed, so many times people find similarities or they're feeling so that Bollywood is lacking content or probably it's not produced well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like probably audience is getting too much deeper, on that level and it's not watching a film as a film? What are your thoughts on that?
Perhaps. But also, I feel our industry doesn't like to take risks, which is also completely understandable given the amount of money that goes into it, right? It's not easy to take a risk when you have crores and crores and crores on the line. But I feel like that's the only way to make good cinema. But also, I think, I do get the audience's frustrations, But I feel like they need to understand that at the end of the day, us as actors and the film industry, eventually on a grander scale, also eventually wants what they want, which is prime Bollywood to be back. And maybe right now it might be going through a lull, but that is the eventual goal for all of us. Everybody loves it. And we probably in the industry love it a lot more than you do too, because this is the only thing that we know. So please trust us when we say that we are trying to get it right, and hopefully soon enough that day will come.
And as we talk about that, even recently, Sikandar has faced a massive flack on social media. It has got two sides of the tail, basically. It got mixed reviews. While some really liked and adored it, basically, some really said, like, what exactly, Bollywood is doing, and, of all Salman, who was given, 35 years to the industry. Have you watched the movie, and what do you have to say? Do you feel that, again, as I said, there's too much of pressure on an actor's shoulder to kind of do a certain project in a certain manner?
I feel also I'm heavily biased. In my eyes, Salman sir can do no wrong. So, had I watched Sikandar, which I haven't yet, it's still in its first week, right? Our trailer is attached to Sikandar though. Okay. So, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet because I've been all over the place. Today I'm in Bombay for the first time after weeks. So, I haven't had the chance to see it yet, but I'm sure I'll love it when I see it. But as it is with most art, art is supposed to evoke feelings, and every art is subjective. Some might love it, some might hate it, but that's what it is, And I think there's one person that can really carry a film and shoulder it. That's Salman sir, and he's done it time and time again. And I mean, it hurts me to think that people are giving it flack. But the kind of things that I love and I watch, I'm sure I like Sikandar.
And on that note, I have to ask you this: like, your Instagram reels are flooding with some close to nature memories. You know, when you were missing in action, how it was for you exploring the nature.
No, I think wherever I've been shooting only. So I'm not. So all the locations that you see, it's shoot में 2 मिनट मिल गए, चलो जाके कुछ pictures खरीद लेते हैं because Instagram पे कुछ नहीं डाला. That's the I'm not an exploring nature person at all, guys.
Yeah.
I love my hotels and I love my pools, and that's sadly it is who I am. So yeah.
On that note, of course, I have to also ask you that, you know, as you talk about, pools and about hotel rooms and all, now that we talk about Bhutani, it has this effect, like, or people speak about that, you know, on these places especially, there is this, you know, kind of energy of, you know, probably spirits and all, or ghosts and all. Have you ever experienced that in your life?
Never, never. I'm too much of a, I don't know. I live in my own world, you know. So like, if like even if ghosts are there, I'll be like, oh, sub bestie. I'm that, you know. My life's genre is girly pop. So we don't believe in horror. We just believe in vibes and good vibes.
Yeah.
And so no, I've not had any negative experiences ever.
Never.
No, literally never.
Even with your mom, like, has she ever like spoken about anything like that to you? Some spooky behaviors?
Not
and
at all.
Never.
Only positive vibes.
Wow, that's nice. And on this set, what is that one food which you really like to consume? And uske bagair, like, Palak is empty. Like, Palak ko wo cheez chahiye hi.
Red Bull.
Really?
Red Bull. I need Red Bull on set. It's my coffee. I don't drink coffee a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited for this. But Red Bull is my go-to caffeine, and that is a must on set for me.
And what is that one dish without which, like, Palak is known for, you know, craving for that dish. Like, uske bagair basically Palak ko adhura feel hota hai. एक कोई dish
I'm not a very passionate person when it comes
Yeah.
to food.
Oh, अच्छा, okay.
अगर मुझे भूख लगी तो मुझे कुछ भी खिला दो, मैं खा लूँगी.
हाँ.
If it's fulfilling and if it tastes decent.
हाँ.
But yeah, I'm not like with food. I'm not very like, I need this. Whatever is there. But you know, South Indian food is often there on sets. And so most days, I'm starting my days with a dosa. So that is a fun fact.
And since we're eating South Indian, I have to ask you this question. Would you prefer venturing into regional cinemas as well, apart from Bollywood?
Why not? I think I'm in a place in my career where I just want to explore my own talent and my own just capacity. And I think whenever I get to do that, I would love to.
One of the dishes which you had, which you felt like, why did I consume it? Like, you
Why
literally.
did I eat this? I think any experimental dish. You know, I think anything where they try to fuse two dishes together, or, you know, what is this thing that they do? Deconstructed food.
Yes.
Don't deconstruct it.
Yeah.
You know, please, this is not a construction site. Let food be as is. I don't have a deconstructed vada pav. Like, let's not do that. You know, let's not. I
I'm just
think,
trying to do all these things.
I think that needs to go. That just needs to go.
One of the food trends which really kinds of bothers you and you feel like, no, that is too much right now. Food trends, fashion trends, and, like, of course, makeup trends. Three of these.
I think beach mein there was a makeup trend where people were bleaching their brows. Right? Don't do that. You know, we have nice brows. Let's keep them. And when it comes to food, oh my god, you know, people that put like chocolate on chocolate and chocolate and chocolate. So I think I love sweet, but it can't be that sweet. So I think anything that's too chocolatey, I can't do. And what else did you ask? Fashion. Fashion. I think fashion. I think when people are just aimlessly just following trends and not sort of resonating with what they're wearing, I think that sort of upsets me a bit. It doesn't irk me, but it's a very, again, like I said, it's a very objective, it's a very subjective thing. So whatever you want to do.
On that note, I have to also ask you that there are super rich foods which have been introduced right now, or probably it's been there, but, like, you know, superfoods for skin. Are you kind of, you know, following that? You know, basically there are some jellies which are made right now.
Kimchi and all, no?
Yeah, kimchi, jellies, and all that. Have you tried consuming them? Never.
No, I like to drink vegetable juices when I think my skin is suffering. Today is one of those days I feel like my skin's gone through a lot. So I think I just like to drink a beetroot juice, maybe with some coriander and mint leaves, because that's what my dietitian is, Kinitha ma'am, has asked me to have. But other than that, not really. I can't. I've not tried my hand on it, but I'm sure it's amazing.
But if you have to kind of control your diet, or not so control so, but when it comes to your fitness, you know, what is that one thing which you carry with yourself when you're in the gym?
one thing I carry with myself when I'm in the gym. There's this electrolyte powder that comes. I'm forgetting the brand, but they are like really yummy flavors. There's green apple, and there's strawberry, and there's blueberry, and they all taste phenomenal. I like to have those.
And as we go on social media, we always talk about the negative comments and people trolling. What is that one positive comment you recently received and you were like in awe of it? You were like, oh my God, after such a long time, this is such a good thing.
I would love to find this comment, but I have not been reading comments, like I said. So I don't know.
Really?
But I did see somewhere that people said, I read a comment that said, this trailer is looking really promising for the Bhutanese trailer. That did make me happy, actually.
The movie also has Moni Roy, and she has also worked in television, and then she's come to the world of this. Your mom has worked in television, and she's come to the like she's done OTT basically like that. How do you see when television artists are trying to make their way or pave their way in the world of Bollywood? Earlier it used to be difficult versus now. Even now they have their own journeys. Some of them have spoken about that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's wonderful. I think there are no actors more talented than television actors. I think you really have to love your craft to do television, because television is tireless, and it trains you. It's like a boot camp. It trains you. If you really hear about the working conditions in television, sometimes you really will be in awe, because it's tough. You like, there are two schedules happening simultaneously. In one schedule your dad is dying, in one schedule getting married, and you have to so it's really an actor's boot camp. And I think television actors are always, without a doubt, phenomenal actors. So I really think they deserve more chances in celluloid.
And given a chance to you, would you like to explore the world of television?
I think having considered my mom's legacy, I just don't think there is anything for me there, because I think she's already explored everything there is to explore there. This was, this films was something that she never truly got to dabble with, and I think I want to make my own name in that sense. I think in television I will never be able to escape Prerna's daughter, So that's
Which show of hers was your personal favorite?
I loved Parvarish. Yeah, because she's very similar to her character in Parvarish, so I did like Parvarish.
Like, what are your upcoming projects apart from Bhuthni you're focusing on, because you're working on multiple?
So Bhuthni is obviously one that I'm extremely excited for, because I think it's really, it's all from the heart. So I love Bhuthni. I'm really excited for that. I'm shooting for something right now as well, which has been keeping me busy, which hopefully will come next year. And there's also one more coming up, but can't say much about that now.
Any of the actors do you wish to work with, and directors?
I think I really want to work with Vishal Bhardwaj sir. And also, I said this in another interview, but I would love to work with Adarsh Gaurav. I think he's a phenomenal performer.
Yeah, I feel so too, because his trailer looks very promising, along with Shania Kapoor.
Before that, I've liked him since The White Tiger.
The White Tiger.
He was
yes.
phenomenal.
I think that time he just got picked up like how?
Yeah, I think he was phenomenal in that.
What is the genre which attracts you, Palak? Like the kind of genre which you really feel like watching?
Which I feel like watching?
Yeah.
Right now I'm watching The White Lotus. I don't know what genre that is. I think that's just...
It's very act.
Yeah, it's just everything.
Have you watched Adolescence also?
No, I haven't. Not yet. I've heard it's brilliant though, but not yet. But I think anything that's... I like light-hearted stuff. So I think anything that's light-hearted.
Easier for you to gel with Bollywood celebrities, or even people who have been from the industry, who have basically a legacy industry? How it is for you?
I don't see myself as somebody that has a legacy behind me. I think I see myself as a very normal 20-so-year-old girl, and I think whenever I see any like-minded 20-so-year-old girl, no matter what field she comes from, I have a good time with her. Yeah.
I liked the fact that she ate something, and that is very, very cute of you and very nice of you. Thank you for your lovely time, and all the very best for your upcoming films.
I just feel dirty.
But yes, thank you.